All right, so what we're going to show now is how to take multiple amortization schedules on an Excel file and import those into reconciliations within Blackline. Now, this technique is really good when you have multiple non-straight line amortization schedules that you need to get into a rec. So that's why we're using this technique right now. Now, a couple of things to note. This technique can typically only be done by a system administrator. It's using the import v7 data import template file, okay, that most systems administrators should be familiar with. So I'm kind of assuming that you have if you're watching this video and you're trying to learn how to do it, I'm assuming that you have a general idea of what this Excel template looks like and general idea of how it works. So let's take a look at the import file. This is it here. And what you're seeing on here is two amortization schedules. I have one schedule here for my health insurance premium, and it's going to amortize over 12 months. I have another one for my dental insurance premiums, and that's going to amortize over 12 months as well. Okay. The way the file is structured is that the first 20 or so fields that you need to fill out, think of this like the header record for the amortization schedule. That's why you're seeing the values just repeating down here. So it's going to be our supporting item header record is going to say health insurance premium. It's going to have an open date of 6/30 and June 30th. Here's my entity. Here's my GL account. And again, if you're familiar with this file, you always need to create a unique ID in the item ID field over here. And so we just copy those records down for 12 times because we're going to be amortizing over 12 months. Now, where the records will be different over the 12 months, okay, is in this section over here. Here's the actual setup of the monthly schedule itself in this section right here. So this is telling me that for July, here's my amortization amount. For August, here's my amortization amount, and it goes on and on for the 12 months. For my amount section over here, right, I'm kind of creating an exaggerated example, but I mentioned before this technique is really used when for non-straight line amortization schedules. And that's why for the first 6 months, I have one amount that it's amortizing. And then for the last 6 months, there's a different amount. And then similar to right below it, these 12 records right below it down here, same concept, but this is for my dental insurance amortization schedule. Okay. Couple of important things to note. You want to make sure that you have a valid entity and account reconciliation already set up in the system that meets the entity and account values that you're putting into fields A and B. Okay. And you want to make sure that the total of your month by month scheduled amortization amounts matches up to what you have in field AG. So for example, here you can see when I sum this up, it's telling me that the total amount of my schedule is $90,000, and that is the same amount that's here in the AG column. And you'll also notice the calculation method here. I set it to N because again, this is not a straight line, so you can use the calculation N method, and essentially the schedule is going to get created by just looking at these amounts right here. Okay, so that's kind of the basis of the schedule here. The next steps is just your normal process for uploading this into the system, right? We copy and paste this to a WordPad file, save it out to our file share. And then we go back into the system as an administrator, and we go to our import data screen, pick our items V7 import type, go find our file, import, and when we go back to our reconciliation, we now see those amortization schedules created in our reconciliation. Okay, and so that's how you can use the import V7 file to create your schedules within Blackline.